The Beaches podcast is going to give you everything you want to know about a beach before you go there. I hope you enjoy the show. Be sure to check out our website, www.sandee.com. Without further ado, let's get into the show.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Ready to dive into something totally unexpected?
I'm ready when you are.
Okay, then, let's go. We're talking beaches today, but with a twist. Think outside that typical beach vacation, the usual suspects.
Free the Caribbean.
Definitely not. Today, we're heading to the Persian Gulf, to Kuwait.
Wow, okay. I have to admit, beaches weren't the first thing that came to mind when I thought of Kuwait.
Right. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. See, Kuwait has this amazing blend of modern architecture, desert landscapes, and, believe it or not, cultural experiences that completely shatter those preconceived notions about what a beach vacation can be. You up for exploring this?
Absolutely. Let's get into it.
Perfect. Now, we found some amazing insights about Kuwait. This place truly is a paradox, kind of a mix of old and new, right? But we'll get into all that good stuff soon. First things first, I want to set the scene.
Sounds good.
Close your eyes. Imagine this. Turquoise water, pristine beaches.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
You ready for the twist? All this is set against a backdrop of sleek skyscrapers that seem to rise straight out of the desert dunes. This is Kuwait.
Wow. Okay, you weren't kidding. That's quite a visual. It's not every day you hear about a place where you can go from sunbathing on the shores of the Persian Gulf to exploring ancient desert forts all in a single afternoon.
I know, right? And that's the beauty of Kuwait. It's like having multiple vacations rolled into one. Speaking of contrasts, let's talk about the heat.
Yes, the desert heat.
Exactly. Yeah. I know what some listeners might be thinking. Kuwait's got to be scorching, especially in the summer.
Yeah, no sugarcoating it. It gets really hot in Kuwait, especially during those summer months.
So how does one survive, let alone enjoy a beach vacation in that kind of heat?
Well, that's where the modern side of Kuwait really shines. Think state-of-the-art air-conditioned malls, incredible museums, some even designed by architectural giants like Frank Gehry, Zaha Hadid, you name it. Oh, and did I mention the buzzing city life?
No way.
Yeah.
So it's a place where you can cool down in style, maybe even luxury, after a morning spent soaking up the sun. I like it.
Exactly.
Now you've got my attention. Speaking of architecture, I have to ask about those Kuwait towers. Those designs we saw in the source material were seriously impressive.
The Kuwait towers. They're iconic, and for good reason. Picture this. You're relaxing on the beach, the warm sand between your toes, and you look up to see these futuristic towers piercing the sky.
Just like something out of a movie.
I know, right? It's a site that really captures the essence of modern Kuwait. And it's not just the towers. The architecture there is amazing. There's the National Assembly building, a masterpiece by the Danish architect Göran Utzon.
The one who designed the Sydney Opera House.
The very same. And his work in Kuwait is no less stunning. It's this incredible fusion of Islamic and modernist styles, a real feast for the eyes.
Wow, so we've got futuristic towers, a blend of architectural styles, all in a city that springs up from the desert. I have to say, it's not your typical beach town. But speaking of the desert, I'm really intrigued by this idea of a desert adventure, especially after a dip in the ocean.
Oh, it's an experience unlike any other. Picture yourself riding through those golden dunes on a camel as the sun sets over this vast, endless expanse of sand. And then, as darkness descends,
What happens?
you're welcomed into a traditional Bedouin tent, embraced by the warmth of Kuwaiti hospitality.
Okay, now you have to tell me more about this Bedouin hospitality. What's it all about?
Well, imagine this. You're sitting on these incredibly rich, woven carpets. You're sipping fragrant Arabic coffee, maybe enjoying some dates offered as a gesture of welcome.
Sounds pretty inviting so far.
Oh, it gets even better. Stories are shared, laughter echoes under a sky full of stars. It's a truly immersive experience into a culture that places huge value on generosity and human connection.
Wow, talk about a culture shock.
Mm.
In the best way possible. Now, we can't talk about exploring a new culture without mentioning the food.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And let me tell you, when it comes to cuisine, Kuwait does not disappoint. You'll find fresh-caught seafood, aromatic spices. Honestly, every bite is a treat for your taste buds.
It sounds incredible. Now, you mentioned a dish called makbuz. What is that exactly?
Makbuz, that's the national dish of Kuwait, and for a good reason. Imagine this. Tender, slow-cooked lamb infused with this incredible blend of fragrant spices. We're talking cardamom, cumin, cloves, the works.
Okay, you're making my mouth water. What else is in it?
Well, it's often served on a bed of fluffy basmati rice, and to top it all off, they add these plump raisins and nutty toasted almonds. Each bite is like a burst of flavor that speaks to Kuwait's rich Bedouin heritage.
Man, that sounds absolutely incredible. I think we've painted a pretty vivid picture here today.
We really have.
So for anyone listening, it's clear that a beach trip to Kuwait is anything beef-I-day ordinary. And this isn't just about getting a tan. It's about diving headfirst into this incredible tapestry of experiences, from the allure of modern architecture and the thrill of desert escapades, to the warmth of Kuwaiti hospitality and, of course, the explosion of flavors in their cuisine. Who knew?
Exactly. Kuwait really shows us that tradition and modernity can not only coexist, but actually thrive together, side by side.
Totally. It's a good reminder that a beach vacation can be so much more than what we're used to.
Absolutely.
It makes you wonder, what other hidden gems are out there just waiting to be discovered? Something to ponder as you plan that next adventure.
I'm already looking at flights.
Me too. All right, folks, that's it for our deep dive today. Huge thank you to our expert for joining us. Until next time.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for listening to the show, and be sure to tune in next week for your favorite episode about some of the best beaches and beach information in the world.